Okay, so this is a stick dulcimer in a short scale. It's 22 and 6.625, so it's just a little over 22.5 inches long in scale length, which is from the bridge here all the way to the nut here. The overall instrument is just right at about 29 inches, so it's a small-bodied instrument, but it's strung with heavier gauge strings so that you can get a lower sound. Right now this is like B1, so it's like B on a guitar string, F sharp, and then this is A simply because it's just a tone lower to give me a minor tuning. Let me go ahead and change the now it's in B, F sharp, B. Alright, let's keep going up. So now it's in C, G, C. See if I can go up one more. So this is D-A-D. I go with this instrument, especially with this stringing. Now if you put lighter strings on it, you could get up to GDG, which is usually the scale for this instrument, but then you wouldn't be able to get the lower tunings because the lighter strings would be too floppy and go out of tune as you went up the neck. So the whole idea was to get kind of a lower sounding almost a baritone style instrument and a little body, you know. And in order to do that, you know, I changed a few things around. I went with a different top. This is Western cedar. It's a darker wood, so it has a darker sound. Mahogany back with a strip of cherry, whinge, Osage orange, cocoa bowl, my little mosaic heel work here. It's got got cherry sides. The top, the actual top, the physical instrument is a bit thicker. The bracing is a little heavier. The neck is thicker, so that it can withstand the heavier gauge strings. That said, you know, if you do want to keep it up, you know, I mean, the string action is fine, but if you did want to keep it, if you did want to play it in DAD, I don't necessarily think I'd leave it tuned up to DAD, just because there's more tension on the instrument. If it's just sitting there, why take a chance on possibly, you know, distorting the neck? Although even with it up at this this level, with the thickness of the neck and the additional bracing, I don't think it's going to move at all. But so let me drop it back down. So we're back in CGC. Drop it down a little farther. So it's back in B, F sharp B, which is like this is where this likes to live. It is plugged in. I've been playing amplified the whole time. I have the equalization all even, so you could change the dynamics a bit if you want. See how low I can go. This is actually AEA, which is actually what you usually tune a baritone stick dulcimer in, and I'm on a 22.5 inch scale, so it's really... a little out of tune, but yeah, that's where you would tweak it. You might go A sharp, you know, tune it up a half step from there, but so it does have 10 frets instead of 12, so that's something to consider. Although I've played pretty much all the songs that I made up, and I do play on my stick dulcimer, and I haven't needed 11th or 12th fret. So. so I'm going to go ahead and unplug it now, and then we'll hear how it sounds unplugged. Tune it up a little bit. So I'm back to the B, F sharp, B. So I think it's strung, I know this is 26 wound, I think this is an 18 and a 12. So you could probably go 14 on the top one and be able to go a little lower even. But I think for where you're at, this is probably the optimal stringing arrangement. And then if you wanted to be able to probably transition from, you know, the higher tuning GDG, which you can't get in this, you'll have to re-string it. So that would probably be a regular course of strings, like 22 wound, a 14, and a 12, or you might even go 20 wound, 14 and 11, or a 12 and a 10. You know, so there's definitely a way to get to the higher tuning if you would want it. But again, the instrument is designed to be tuned lower and then complement that lower tuning with the woods that I've selected. Alright, let me just go over the physical makeup of the instrument real quick on video so that you can see it. Yeah, there's a bunch more instruments here getting ready to be finished off too, so if this is not to your liking, there will be other things available shortly. So this is the Western Cedar. It's got a maple bridge, brass tailpiece. Again, it's a walnut fingerboard that's been laid onto a mahogany neck, and the neck is, you know, D-shaped, very sturdy. You know, the mahogany is all instrument grade mahogany. There's the little mosaic heel fit up with a kind of a decorative back, but highly functional. It's mahogany, which has a brighter sound normally, but you balance that with the darkness of the cedar top. I could be overthinking this all. You know, I mean, these are real small-bodied instruments, although the tone can be changed. How much it can be changed is definitely up for debate. There's the end, the electric jack. You know, the cherry's got a nice grain to it. And the action is really pretty good. And it's very stable because of the captured nut. You know, the strings aren't going to go anywhere. Let's see if I can get a close-up here. So you're looking at, it's really less than a millimeter. It's hard to get this camera to, so this is right at the first fret. And this is, we'll say, fourth fret here. So maybe 2 millimeter and a half, just above a millimeter and a millimeter. But it's very, very playable. You know, the action is nice. And that's on the thickest string, so the other strings are going to be lower. But again, the gauges are a little thicker, so you need a little bit more relief, especially as you're going down with your tuning. Your strings can get more floppy. And you're going to need just a little bit more relief so your strings don't catch on the frets and buzz, okay? Then the overall body, length of the instrument. It's just a little, right about 29, 30 inches. Yeah, you can see it goes all the way up to the top of the peghead there. Top of the peghead, spalted maple. The nut is a cocobolo, covered with a brass strap. Holes are drilled through that so that you've got a nice captured nut up here. The strings aren't going to go anywhere. I can pull on them. You know, they're not coming off the fretboard. And again, your intonation is locked in. So, if you have any questions, feel free to email. We've got a pretty substantial brace in the back, which helps cover the layup. You know, this variegation in the back. This is a strip, and these two sides are joined like so. The body is just a touch asymmetrical, which really has absolutely no bearing, other than it's just a little bit of an oddity. Actually, I kind of like it because it, you know, having a little bit more mass up here helps it fit up into your arm better. But yeah, any questions you can email, and thanks for watching.